Good night, everyone. Again, when you see this beautiful, handsome face on a Saturday evening, then you know it's your host, Kems, for our NFL show. We have a stack host tonight. Gary will be here shortly, but we have Devin, who is the all-rounder. We have Dwayne, who we said we're not going to mention his last name, and so we're just going to refer to him as Dwayne. And then we have this guy, I don't know what I'm named today.
Wally
Clark
Newton.
Kent. I don't know where I'm named today.
Wally
Looking
Newton.
very dap, looking very dapper. I'm looking, very smooth. But I hope him come talk some real sensible stuff. You can't take the full talk today. Well, how we doing, gentlemen? We doing good?
Good. Yeah, man.
All right. So obviously, I like to, if we have any bad news or anything sad, I like to, start off on that particular note. Good night, Shanelia. Um, I like to start off on that note, so we get that out of the way, and then we'll move on to bigger, better things. So I'm sure you all are aware about Demarius Thomas. And here it is. He was born 1987 and he died in 2021. He died just the other day. And based on reports, it was said that he had a seizure in his house by himself, and obviously there was no one there to help him out and so. I guess when the family came home, or when someone came home, they found him dead inside the house. So what I know about this guy, basically the outpour of love that I'm seeing, people were talking about him as a person more than him as a football player. Saying that his personality was infectious. His smile, as you see in the picture, his smile was everything. And, he had an impact on every single person in the locker room. I remember when he was with Peyton Manning in Denver, he was that guy. He was that Devontae Adams, but, every death is, always unfortunate, especially guys just 33 years old, right? So, I'll let Devin go ahead. I don't know, if he has anything to say about the guy.
No, like I was saying, I was talking earlier, like you see, when you come on to sports, a lot of stories related to sports. My wife know about the non-sporting aspect of sports as opposed to the sporting aspect. She can tell you everything
Yeah.
about Zach Wilson. She can tell you everything about what not the sporting thing. She can't tell you a game Zach Wilson has played. But then there was a feature on Thomas Kems on
Yep.
ESPN. ESPN 60 for 60. One of them stuff. There was a feature on
Yep.
him.
Mm-hmm.
So she recorded for me and we were watching it like a few years ago. So
Yep.
the guy is such a humble guy because of some things that happened to him in his personal life. Because like growing up, his mother and he's not afraid to talk about it. He always talk about it. His
Mm-hmm.
mother and his grandma, they were locked up for dealing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was his auntie and uncle that raised him. Then he remained humble, still stick to the auntie and uncle, still stick to that. While he
Mm-hmm.
was locked up, this is an interesting story why people like just fell in love with this guy. So as he remained humble, like the mother had a chance to get like about 2 to 3 years, right?
Uh-huh.
And the grandmother tell the mother, say, yes, you can snitch on me, you can cooperate if it snitch on me and go be with Demarius.
Yep.
The mother didn't take the deal. She said, no, you didn't grow me like that. She didn't take the deal, so she got a 20 years. The grandmother got like life imprisonment. But thank God to Obama. Obama commuted both of them sentences. So the mother got freed in 2015 and the grandmother got freed in 2016. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
never normally watch games and like sit and watch anything and like got teared up by watching anything on TV. But
Yep.
when they showed the game when the mother was watching him for the first time, I think it was in January of 2016 at a game. First time she ever get to see son play because she was locked up
Yep.
for years. To bring some tears to me, I had to just hide and just wait
Yeah.
till 5 minutes look and just bust a
Yeah.
look cry and then Because me always say, yo, stop cry for foolishness, man. And like,
Yeah.
me just wait till she move out and just bust a look one cry and then watch back again. So all of that, he just remain humble. So all those things that happen around him, just it's like they would say he would never know that something bad is happening in his personal life.
Yep.
You know, and even when he talk about his parents and mother and the grandmother, he always be positive, him always encourage other people, and he was going through a lot. Because remember, your mother and your grandmother, who, got locked up, and then it's just so sad to see him go out. But it's just for the family and those who are there, because the mother and everybody they got released and they were just having great time, catching up on those old days, and he just went out like that. It's just a sad story. It's just a sad story.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Just a quick question. Because I didn't hear if they had any information medical wise, if he had any pre-existing condition, or it was something that he was battling with over the years. I don't know if you guys heard anything like that. But I didn't really hear any background information concerning that. Kims or Kevin, if you have any info on that part.
Well, because when he had just died, like no one even knew why he died initially. No one knew. They just knew that hey, he died, right? And then I think it was a day and a half later, they came out and said it was a seizure. Honestly, they haven't released, not to my knowledge, they haven't released any medical information yet about his past, but I'm sure in the coming days, they probably will. I get the family, they did indeed ask for privacy at this time. So, good night, Kish. So I just think, we don't really have that much medical information, but, if what I know about a seizure is that, you just get up and just have a seizure. So I would say it's probably something that, he has battled with, but, probably he hasn't had it in a while, and then,
The only thing I'm seeing is Wally is that there was a car accident in 2019, and since that, he's had some health issues, and the seizure come with the health issues. So I don't know if he had any seizure prior to that, but then that's the only thing I'm seeing about the seizure. Like, and I don't know if it's true. I'm just hearing that like there was a car accident, and since then he just keep having like the health issues and seizure comes with it. But I don't know for sure if the seizure would have, like Kim said, it could have been like from way before. Because normally with seizure, it's not something just come up. It could be like you're struggling with breathing or asthma. I don't know. So
okay.
Dwayne, you have anything about it? About Demarius?
Yeah, he was a great player for a short time. He was with the Denver Broncos before Peyton got there, and then when Peyton got there, he became his number one target.
Yep.
He has had some very good moment, especially in that Super Bowl season.
Yep.
So it's very tragic when I didn't even know that he was that young, because he could still be in the league. I don't know what happened, why he wasn't playing in the league.
He was traded to the Patriots, and when he went to the Patriots, his role was different, and he wasn't getting a lot of snaps. And then he was like, "Nah, this ain't for me. Might as well just retire." So then he retired after that.
Okay.
He was in New York for a little time too. He was with Jets for like about a short time. He was with Jets.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as I said before, it was definitely tragic. 33 years old. Anytime I see it, and that is why it's probably sound crazy, but I've always said, I'll always tell the people who I love, say I love them each and every single day, because you just never know, right? Because I see an outpour of love for this guy. No, I mean he has died now, so you're not gonna get to see it. So I always try to show the persons who I love that I love them while they're here, give them their roses while they're here. But hey, we'll move on now. All right. So I want to talk about the Ravens. I know you want to talk about Cam. I know you want to talk about Cam. You can put up any one producer. You can put up any one producer. And then but I know you want to talk about Cam Wally, but at the starting of the show, we always start with the most important things first. And Cam is not important right now. All right, so I want to talk about the passing yards, the passing leaders. We love you too, Kems, even though you hit. Boy, dear, boy, you take it easy. I have something for you tomorrow on that NBA show. Just wait. All right, but Tom Brady is leading the league right now with 3,771 yards, right? The second closest to him is Derek Carr, right? But what I want to ask, and I'll ask Wally, right? Because Wally say, I see Wally start refer to him. Raj, so how you don't express love for sports friends? You express that love every day. Me being here, I may express that love every single night, right? But anyway, so Wally, so I know you talk about Tom Brady as a goat, and he's this and he's that, and we can debate it from now till the morning. But what I want to say is that I see that Tampa is good night, Michelle. I see that Tampa is deliberately, like I'm saying, they're deliberately trying to get this man the MVP award. They're at the 2 yard line, and I'm seeing Tom Brady throwing that ball. I see the defense spread out where you can just run it for it easy. I see Tom Brady throwing that ball, right? And as it relates to Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady has thrown the ball 137 more times than Aaron Rodgers this season, right? Tom Brady is on pace to throw for 700 times. That would be just the second time in the whole NFL, apart from Matty Stafford who did it in Detroit. So Wally, what I want to know is, would you say Tom Brady is the MVP?
Uh, I wouldn't I wouldn't have an objection if somebody said he was the MVP, especially in the context of his age, one, and then two, those 2 minute drills, especially at the end of games. He's really second to none where it comes to that. And if you remove Tom Brady from the team, you can see the significant impact that would have on the team. I mean, right now, they've missed Antonio Brown out of the field, and numbers keep going. And
Uh-huh.
so I really would. And I think he's a reasonable pick for the MVP, considering what he's doing at this stage, how he turned over
Uh-huh.
the franchise, and especially where it matters most, down in crunch time. You can see teams more than any other player, more than Rodgers, more than Mahomes. Teams don't want to give Tom Brady the ball last with anything more than 2 minutes to go, with pretty decent field position, because we've seen over and over and over again how he
Uh-huh.
he excels in those moments. So I think it would be a reasonable choice for him to be the MVP. I would just throw in the hat there. If somebody had said Rogers, I also wouldn't have a problem with that either. Persons can argue, he's doing more with less. So, and again, that would be a reasonable talent. But I would tip the scale slightly in Brady's favor because of what he's doing at this age.
Mm. And I hear Shanila Ellis saying, I don't think Brady is MVP. He has a team that's stacked and he still doesn't have the best record. Um, I totally agree with that. And I see Wally alluded to the fact that if you remove Tom Brady, then you'll see a big impact. But I would say if Aaron Rodgers is on Tampa, I believe Tampa wins the title last season, and I think they'll have the best record in the NFL this season. If I put Patrick Mahomes and Tampa, same exact thing. If I put, also even if I put Justin Herbert right there and Tampa, I would say it's the same thing. The only thing is that, remember, when Jameis Winston was on Tampa, it's just that he will keep throwing the ball to the other team. Because he threw 30 touchdowns, but 30 interceptions, and he threw for over 5,000 yards. So the weapons were already there, so they just needed a quarterback who is not going to turn over the ball, in essence. So any quarterback, I believe, could have go in that situation. I'm not saying that Tom Brady isn't good or isn't great, because he has definitely worked his way to greatness. But I just don't think that this season, especially how they're fighting so hard for him to win the MVP, because the narrative won't be, oh, he's 44, the oldest ever MVP, and that's a whole other narrative they're going to try to create to say, okay, he's this and he's that.
No,
Right?
so let me respond to that, because people
Yes.
keep using, all right, so obviously you would say that because it supports your argument that if you put any of those other persons in the same position as Tom Brady, they would have a better record and would have won the championship.
Mhm.
That's very easy to say.
Yeah.
Let's take for example Matthew Stafford. Sorry, not Matthew Stafford. Matt Ryan, right?
Okay.
Now this man has I can't understand why he has gotten a pass for pretty much all of his career. Now this man has had for the majority of his career a lineup of what you call stack from Roddy Wright, Julio Jones, Gonzalez, that triple threat from that time until now. He has had, several multiple running backs, Sanu, Freeman, year after year after year. He has had Julio Jones forever. Year after year after year, he has elite and top tier talent, and he has been to the Super Bowl once. So to
Okay.
argue that because the team is stacked, then you can plug any quarterback in there, then
Well,
and they would have the same result. Is kind of dishonest, intellectual dishonesty, quite frankly.
Wally, you would make a good point if I had mentioned Matt Ryan, which I didn't, right? I mentioned quarterback of caliber, right? So I mentioned Aaron
Justin
Rodgers.
Herbert, Justin
Yep.
Herbert.
What you mean? Again, I look at what people do with less. Have you been watching Justin Herbert from his rookie season? He broke all. You can look at the records. He broke all the rookie offensive records. But last season. He had the worst offensive line in football, and he only had Keenan Allen. And I'm saying, if I give Justin Herbert, Gronk, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, or on a top 5 defense, yes, he's definitely making it to the Super Bowl. Because guess why? Justin Herbert, better arm than Tom Brady. Right? Would you agree? Better arm than Tom Brady.
Based on what?
Better arm. What do
Accuracy,
you mean?
accuracy, based on
Yeah.
accuracy.
Sure. Yeah.
No,
Accuracy.
no, no, no.
All right. All right.
Justin Herbert is not more accurate than Tom Brady.
If he is more accurate than Tom Brady. There is, and again, Tom Brady on his team has a lot of playmakers, right? So Tom Brady can overthrow somebody. All right, like for example, the last game, he overthrew Gronk many times. Many times he overthrew Gronk. And obviously, Gronk is Gronk, right? I think Gronk is the GOAT titan. So Gronk go ahead and go make those plays. So what I'm saying is that if you put a quarterback that is, let's say, a quarterback that is 7 out of 10 or higher, they are getting the same amount of success as Tom Brady.
No,
One
no,
thing, one thing I will say.
and
Hold on, Wally.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. Hey, Chris, I'm not saying that. Justin is on the level of Tom Brady. That's a different argument. I'm not saying Justin is on the level. I am saying, in terms of arm talent, Justin Herbert, top 3 in the league. Tom Brady is not. In terms of accuracy, Justin Herbert, top 5 in the league. I don't think Tom Brady is top 5 in the league in terms of accuracy. But again, you can attribute that to a lot of stuff. But I'm just saying that no fault of his own, Tom Brady found himself in a great situation. Jameis Winston was messing the bed. He took over, he won the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying.
No, so let me just wrap up on this. If it was a case where Tampa was winning every game, running away, right? Like similar to when the Patriots went 18-0, right? Where teams were actually complaining that they were running up the score. I could understand that plug and play argument. There have been multiple games where the game has come down to the wire. As I said, teams are trying their best not to give Tom Brady the ball last, right? Which means that the games are right on the fine margins to be decided, and none of those quarterbacks are in the caliber of Tom Brady when it comes to delivering in those 2 minute drills.
Oh, you
So
must be crazy. Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady in those like Aaron
what
Rodgers
what
is
hap-
better.
what happened? What happened when they book last year? What happened? What happened? What happened?
I'll let you know what happened.
What happened?
It was a fourth and goal, and the Joker coach decided to kick the field goal because he thought that his defense was good enough, and the defense was indeed good enough, and the referee called a pass inter when Tom Brady overthrew a guy once again, right? Overthrew, I think it was Mike Evans he overthrew in that game. And it is about to be now turnover to Green Bay, and freaking the ref threw a flag, pass interference, when there was absolutely no pass interference at all,
and
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 there was
and that is the sum total of the game.
What you mean? What you mean? Who was better? All right, who was better that game? All right, let
Oh
us go.
boy!
All right,
All
let us
right,
go. All right,
all
hold
right,
on,
all right.
Dwayne. Let us go game for game. Last season, right? Last season
Yeah.
in the playoffs. In the playoffs, was Tom Brady great against the New Orleans Saints? Because I can pull up the numbers, and I can show you that he was absolutely atrocious in every single playoff game. But
Right.
the only thing is, Drew Brees was just worse. Because Tom Brady
Right.
threw, I think he threw 3 picks in that game. And Michelle, I'm not hating on Tom Brady, but somebody has to be the objective one on this show.
The
Somebody has to.
objective.
What you mean? Somebody has to come out and tell the truth. Because if it's up to Uno, Tom Brady do no wrong in your guys' eye. Against Washington, that time Taylor Heineke was getting his first start. Tom Brady wasn't good in that game against the Saints. Tom Brady wasn't good in that game, but he won against Green Bay. Tom Brady wasn't good in that game. And again, Tom Brady threw another pick. And guess what happened? Flag again. So I'm saying the referees also help bailing him out. And I'm saying sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I've said that many times. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But let us pump the brakes and act like, say, it is a runaway thing for Tom Brady, because it's not. He has been in the worst division. He's been in the worst division in the AFC for years, right? He's been in the worst division in the AFC for years, and then now he left the Patriots and joined the most stacked team ever assembled in football. Devin, you have anything to say about this?
No, like remember we talk about this. I'm not gonna go into last season with a comparison. Remember we
Yes,
talked about this briefly last podcast, and I was saying like
yes,
if they give it to Brady, I don't have a problem. If they give it to Rodgers, I don't have a problem. But what I would prefer to see Rodgers get it. And like some you see like when you put up that stat and these numbers,
yep,
out- the- whosoever is making all those decisions, they have to look into the teams. We talk about the
yep,
team that their opponent play and, and
yep,
and the numbers. Like I don't see Rodgers' name in there, right? But if you look at Mahomes, right, he's there like fourth and fifth. Mahomes is not having a great season.
yep.
So we
Mahomes
can't,
have more turnovers than Zach Wilson.
so we can't be just looking at the numbers. And then remember we said the last podcast, Kem, look at the next 5 games for both Rodgers. We were just talking about Rodgers and Brady. We didn't even put in
Yep,
I think Murray, who probably has the best record, but we said because of the
yep,
injuries, he didn't play like as
yep,
many games. Like
yep,
Wally, for Tampa, they have Carolina twice, garbage team,
yep,
Jets, and they have Saints and Bills. Right? So against
yep,
those 4 of those 5 games, numbers can come up against that. When
yep.
you look at Rodgers,
I,
Rodgers had Rams, great team that he beat, right?
yep,
Um we have you saw Cleveland coming up. We have
Baltimore coming
Ravens
up too.
Baltimore
Look at
coming up.
that.
Yes, Minnesota playing good. The only bug team that I see there is like Cubs and Detroit. And then if you look at it, both of them have similar record, 9-3, but Green Bay play like better teams overall. And then
Yep, I remember.
yeah, if you play better teams, you're not gonna have like the best numbers as opposed to playing like a weaker team where you can just beat up a big team and get some better.
But what I'm saying,
So that's what I want to look at to see, right? Look at how the quarterback is playing and look at the quality of the opponents. And I would say, like, at this moment, I would give it to Rodgers. But if they give it to Tom Brady based on those things, it's not like it's miles ahead. You know what I mean? And it would have been unfair. It's not like it's like Tom Brady's like 100 and then Aaron is all the way down at 50. It would be close. It would be close for both of them. So anybody get it. But I would prefer like to see
all right.
Rodgers.
So Demo is saying chems and objective don't work well in a sentence too. I don't know what he's talking about. But Dwayne, let me get to you, right?
Yeah.
All right. Because let us say this. Let us say there is a game against the best team in the NFL. So let's say it's a game, the Chiefs. Let me use the Chiefs. Let's say the Chiefs versus Tampa, right? And
Yeah.
Tampa is without no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, no Gronk. Do you think Tampa can win that game? Because I've seen Aaron Rodgers go to Arizona, 11 starters, no Devontae Adams, no Scantling, and he pull out the win against the best team in the NFL. Do you think that Tom Brady could have done that?
Yeah, it might, but
hold on. How can you say he might? Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me add Let me add one more fact to it. Let me add one more fact. One more fact. Remember that the games that Gronk and Antonio Brown was missing against the Washington football team and another team that they lost, Tom Brady was throwing picks all over the place. Continue.
Yeah, just like Aaron at the start of the season against the Saints, he was throwing picks too. But remember, Tom Brady had a season with some no-name wide receivers, and they had the best record in the regular season. So I can't say he didn't have a great offense, but you have to look at it this way. The reason that Arizona game was not only won because of Rodgers. The defense played well and they held it at the end. So you got to look at the totality.
Right. Him now go talk about that doing.
You understand?
What was the score? What was the score of the game?
I think it was 20-26. It was Arizona was driving to take the lead in that game. And the wide receiver ran the wrong route.
Yes.
He was wide open.
Not these false narratives.
You understand? To me, And another thing with Tampa does not have a great run game, especially in the short goal line.
You're talking madness. You're talking madness right now.
What are they?
You're talking madness.
Hold on.
You're talking madness right now.
Why did they went for Bell to join Fournette? Because they didn't have their short. Tampa doesn't have a goal line running back. Fournette and
Fournette is Ronald Jones.
What? No. What is it? The wide the running back that they picked up, they drafted last season. What is his name again?
We can't find it.
They don't have a great running game. What are they ranked right now in the NFL in terms of running the football?
No, yeah. If you have to make an argument, it's supposed to come with
your facts. No, but
me
I tell us them not great because if them great, would I know what them rank. Them we down. Them we down in terms of running. Their strength is at the wide receiver and the tight end.
See, Chris Lynch tell you Fournette is unstoppable come playoffs. The last couple games I'm watching for Fournette,
Hold on. come playoff. That's the caveat. Playoffs and not playoffs in the regular season.
No, but again,
You can't use
right?
playoff to say him great in the playoffs when we are talking about the regular season, brother.
Okay, but then I'm talking about the regular season now, and I'm saying for the
Yeah.
last 4
Hold
games,
on now.
for the last
Me I can show
for the
you
last
how
4
me
games.
I'm gonna
Okay.
show you how I can be objective, because I see Tom Brady wet the bed several times this season. Aaron has done it less. When me I look upon MVP, me I look upon their play, their impact in game by game. So you can have 5 outstanding games against some also ranks, and another man play have less stats against better team. Me I go rate that performance more than the guy where I go have where I go light up the team them when are good. So
So
me still would have Aaron ahead at Tom right now based on him having more. He's been more consistent during the season. I'm not talking
yep.
about just the yards something, because all the Packers to me are more balanced when it comes to offense because they have a better running game. So
Well,
but
okay.
when
So as
he's
you talk about that, the Packers
So
are ranked 21st. The Packers are ranked 21st in rushing this
right.
season, and the Bucks are ranked 25th.
so that I back up your point, doing that I back up your point.
Artio,
That I back up your point.
Artio. You understand?
Oh, back
Because
up in point. How?
oh,
What
you
do you
mean
mean?
then
He
them no
says
better
that
than
Tampa
any team?
doesn't have a good rushing game.
Only 17
So
worse than
Packers
them.
have a good running game. Packers is 21.
It's better. It's a better running game. I didn't say they have a great running game. I said they have a better.
Stop the
And
selective
it
listening,
starts
Tim.
proving.
Stop the selective listening. Yeah, right. So the stats back up your point, doing the stats back
Right.
up your point.
So Tom has to throw the ball, and Tom sometimes he use the pass like those check down. Those are similar to a running game. You understand? Him use the possession of the field, and him use him check down a lot, which
All right.
sometimes a lot of people would say dink and dunk, but he's moving the ball
All right.
down
All
the
right,
field.
Dwayne.
So
All right,
who we
Dwayne.
have as the
So,
MVP so far? Because you never did.
It's
We
close
have
between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady for me, but
okay.
me would have just give Aaron Rodgers just the slight edge because he make less mistake, and he has, to me, he has played more better game than Tom. Tom have some brilliant game that he have, like
Tom Brady.
in the 3 losses that them have. Would I say Tom underperformed, and he had chances to win those games, and he
Even
threw picks.
not only that, even in games that he has won, the game against the Patriots. Yeah, you can tell me about emotions from now till the morning. The game against the Patriots, he was absolutely atrocious. And the same running game where you claim to them to have, that was a running game that brought them. Against Washington, he was absolutely atrocious again. And the same running game brought them. The game last week where there was against Atlanta, the 31st, there are 32 teams in the NFL, the 31st ranked defense, Atlanta. They are force raping this man to the MVP. 2 yards. Hand off the ball to Leonard Fournette. They're leading by how many points? Tom Brady still in the game, trying to throw touchdowns, trying to throw for more yards. Like as a
No,
goat,
no,
these things to me.
no.
Hold on,
Temps,
Dwayne.
temps.
These things disqualify you from the goat conversation for
No,
me. Whenever you do stuff like this, no, I am still,
no, man, no.
Look.
You're
When
nitpick,
you do
man. You're
stuff like
nitpick.
this, brother, when you do
You're
stuff like
nitpick.
this, it disqualifies you from the GOAT
Hold on,
conversation because
hold on.
this is like
whether
hold
we
on.
like it or not,
No.
him have a
All
right
right.
to go in the game and do what he want to do. Why the
No.
defense will stop them?
No. Listen
What
to this.
what rule did he, bro?
Well, no, listen to this, dude. Listen to this, Devin. Let me give you this analogy. Let's say Lionel Messi. Let's say Lionel Messi want to, Lionel Messi is 40 playing football. Everybody says Messi is the GOAT. Messi is the GOAT. There's a game being played, and Messi you need as much goal as possible. Messi's on the bench. Now play this game. Just on the bench. In the 89th minute, let's say I play for Argentina. In the 89th minute, Argentina get a penalty, and the ref comes up. Hey, substitution. Let's bring on Lionel Messi to take the penalty. Would you say as a brand name baller, as a goat, would you want to see a goat or something like that? That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see Tom Brady force riping some throws. I don't want to see.
But if Aaron Rodgers did it, you wouldn't have a problem, right?
That is not true. That is not true because Aaron Rodgers have done many stuff and I've been very critical of him. Against the game against the Saints. The game against the Saints, I was critical. I was critical against him. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of plays in game as well that have been critical against Aaron Rodgers. But obviously, Aaron Rodgers is a much better quarterback than Tom Brady. There is nothing that Tom Brady can do that Aaron Rodgers can't do. Absolutely nothing. But there are many things Aaron Rodgers can do that Tom Brady can't do. And I saw me differentiate who better than who. But hey, we have to move on. We're spending too long on this topic. We have to move on.
You can't have the last laugh, man. No, man. We have to counter you. Being able to do many things well doesn't mean you're the greatest, right? Because
it means you're the best. I said best.
At doing stuff, but you're not the best at the main thing in the game, which is winning.
Yeah, winning
is surpass everything.
No, Dwayne, you're talking garbage now. No, Dwayne, you're talking garbage because in sports, in team sports, not individual sports, in a team sport, because Aaron Rodgers can be absolutely amazing, but his defense is poor and they lose the game. That's no fault of Aaron Rodgers. He cannot play defense as well. So I'm going to argue the thing smart. Tom Brady has been in a particular system for 20 years. We are now seeing what Bill Belichick is doing with Matt Jones. We never thought that was possible. He has done the same thing with Tom Brady. Hold on, but make it talk. He has done the same thing with Tom Brady. He has done the same thing with Tom Brady.
Last year.
You're going to make me talk? Are you going to let me talk?
All right, carry on.
All right. He has done the same thing with Tom Brady for 20 years in the worst division in the AFC. So you automatically get a buyout of the AFC playing against the scrub Jets, playing against the scrub Bills at the time, and playing against the damn Miami Dolphins. So for 20 years, Tom Brady was getting a bye. Now you shift over now to the NFC and look what they inherit. You bring Gronk with you, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, top 5 defense, Bruce Arians. The man have a stacked team. Why Tom Brady never say, you know what? Let me go to the Chicago Bears. Let me show my greatness. Let me go to the Chicago Bears. Let me go to the Minnesota Vikings. He went to the most stacked team in the NFL.
Hold on. The stacked team had a 7-9 record the season before. And in his first season with that stacked team, hold on now. You're talking now. My time now. You talk. That team had a 7. They didn't have a winning season.
That's because of the quarterback. But they were the number one offense. They were the number one offense in the league. They were the number one offense and the number 4 defense. What are you telling me? They were ranked number 1, so all they needed was a quarterback. That's what I'm saying.
All they needed was a quarterback who knows how to win. And that is Tom Brady. Whether you like him or not, he knows how to win.
That's what they no top quarterback not gonna scrub team. So the argument there.
The end part of your career.
Yeah.
Never gonna scrub team too.
But but everything has to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Every single thing has to be taken into consideration. You cannot tell me right now. You can't tell me, say, the throws that I see Aaron Rodgers making week in, week out, knee the eye. You can't tell me that Tom Brady can do that.
We just have one question for you, Kims.
Yes.
In the game last year, did Aaron Rodgers underperform?
Of course he did. Of course he did.
I'm trying to remember the game.
Moving along.
One final point. Remember the season before when they went to the playoff with the 49ers?
They were flipping soft. The team was soft. The 49ers offense was running all over the defense.
So Kems, I remember some game from 2006 I saw some player from 2008 and can't remember last season game.
Rash Cadillac. So why Rodgers don't leave Packers and go to a scrub team? Rash.
Yes, sir.
Big
No,
up yourself.
not
Big
part
up,
of
big up,
that team, Rash.
big,
No.
big up yourself, Rabalak. Thank you for tuning in, Rabalak. All right. So talk about these receivers, you know, because obviously Cooper Kupp is leading. Justin Jefferson is an absolute stud. There's Devontae Adams. They have Deebo Samuel as well, and they have Jamar Chase. You know who. So out of these five receivers, who would we say is the best? Is the best receiver?
Easily, Devontae. Easily. We never ask. Easily.
So
Easily.
so I have a question, right? I have a question. So remember, you know, Tom Brady throws the ball 137 more times than Aaron Rodgers this season, right? Yet still, I'm going to show you the wealth that the Bucks have. I can't even see one Bucks receiver up here, so not one Bucks 1,000-yard receiver. But here comes Devontae Adams at 1,083 by a quarterback who doesn't really throw the ball because the running game is doing, because they have two running backs and obviously the defense is forcing turnovers, right? So, you know, I'm just saying that to say that. Well, I'm still mad about that Tom Brady argument. But Devin, who do you think is the best receiver right here?
Well, I like Adams, you know, right? And because honestly, with Chase, I see him in the college year because you tell me about Chase and thing. But like with Adams, even though he has like compared to all of the other receivers, he has the best quarterback thrown into him. So we have to take that into consideration too. But separate and apart from that, you know, just the way I see him make some runs and, you know, he run the road. And sometimes, you know, Aaron Rodgers is always on point. But then he's just always trying to find a way to free himself. And then he's always like double team, Kems. When I watch him, he's always like, put aside the numbers. Because, you know, we always talk about the optics and how the guy plays. Sometimes they put two people on him. And like, this is one of your favorite talks. Is like, you know, your greatness is judged where people know what you're going to do, and they can't stop what you're going to do. Like you already made the case for Derrick Henry. Yeah, we know that the man will run the ball, and you're gonna put five whatever in front of him, but he's still gonna
run it. They get the same way.
They put 2 and 3 and all kind of people. He seldomly has single coverage, but he still find a way to get the ball. You know, even though you have the great quarterback there, but you have to free yourself. You have to run the road. You have to move. You know, boot and body and all them stuff, and he still gets it. You know, the other guys are up there too. You know, but I'll give it to him. I just like Adams and the way he plays. All right.
I like Justin Jefferson. You know, obviously I think he needs a better quarterback than what he has right now because he has Kirk Cousins, and I don't think that guy's a quarterback in this league. But I like Justin Jefferson because that man runs some routes, man, and he's a big deep threat, you know. But obviously, right now, because Devontae Adams has been proven in this league from years and years and years, I think he's obviously the best receiver in the NFL right now. But yeah, Dwayne.
Yeah, Adams, it's not even close.
Not even close.
I see Jalen Ramsey look stupid.
Okay, here we go. So we want to talk about Lamar Jackson, right? And first, before I talk about Lamar Jackson per se, Devin made a point last week about this 2-point conversion thing. You know, coaches always want to go for the 2-point conversion and stuff. So the Baltimore Ravens were playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game where if they had won that game, 9-3. But right now the Ravens schedule is brutal because they have the Browns this Sunday, then they have the Packers after that, and they have the Steelers again. It can get real ugly for them that they can drop out the playoffs. So 8-4 is definitely different than 9-3. But this is their 2 point, obviously, what they have done. So Lamar Jackson have been 3-10 on 2 point attempts in his career, right? And that's the second worst in the NFL over the last 20 seasons with a minimum of 10 attempts. So, Wally, let me ask you. You are the Baltimore Ravens coach, and I get his excuse, oh, they were depleted at corner. But if I'm going up, I'm going for one, and I live with the chances in overtime. Because a big bender there, and him can throw a pick at any point in time. You know, are you put on the road? Whatever you need to do. But I'm saying, in that particular situation, well, I don't know. Probably I am too risk averse. I'm not sure, but would you have went for that 2 point conversion? You are the Baltimore coach, Wally.
I have no issue with the 2 point conversion. If you recall the play, Mark Andrews was actually open and he dropped the ball. So it's not a case where you how the play unfolded. You said, "Oh my God, what a stupid play." Mark Andrews just dropped the ball. So schematically, I had no issue with the 2 point conversion. It's just a matter of the execution. It's not as though when they ran the scheme, Pittsburgh read it all the way, and so he was trying to attempt a throw in double or triple coverage.
Well,
Mark
well,
open.
Wally.
All right, go ahead, Kim.
Go ahead, Devin. No,
No,
go ahead,
I was
Devin.
saying on a previous show, I said generally I would just go for the 1 point and trust my chances over time. Doesn't matter who I'm playing. But on the play itself, it was a good play call.
Yeah.
But what I disagree with you is to say that what was it, the Titan or the receiver just dropped the call. It wasn't a good throw from Lamar.
It was a bad throw. Yeah, it was a bad throw. And
I don't want you to, all right, you've said it, but you make it sound like it was on the guy who's catching the ball. It was just
No, man. I'm just no. I'm.
It was like a sitter. It wasn't a sitter.
No, man. I'm not. All right, you may have misunderstood in terms of how I communicated. What I'm just making the point that they if it was executed properly, the play would have been a good play. The fact that the defense had nothing to do with the play not coming to fruition is an indication that the play call was the right call. That's the point I'm making.
But I disagree, Wally.
Go again.
Before you continue, I disagree with that because if you really watch back the play, TJ Watt actually read it, because what they do, they try to fade the handoff to the running back like he's going to run inside, and Lamar kept the ball, but TJ Watt didn't go with the running back. TJ Watt went straight to Lamar, so that kind of blurring vision because if you look, TJ Watt jump, so then he must like throw it around TJ Watt. That's why the pass was a little bit off and Andrews couldn't really grab it. So I would say TJ Watt had more to do with that play because if TJ Watt had got to the running back, obviously it would have been an easy throw and Ravens would have won the game.
Yeah, but it was still a makeable throw. That's the point I'm getting at. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the offense was struggling immensely. So Lamar was struggling immensely. And Pittsburgh, they kind of had their tails up. So as a coach, you must say, boy, I can't, with the offense struggling so much, I can't risk going to another quarter or another 2 quarters where we're not sure how we're going to be able to generate offense, and 2, if the defense is going to be able to hold up. So let's just take the chance and do it. No, I have no issues there.
All right, Wally, but I wouldn't say. Well, you can't say the offense was struggling for the majority of the game, but on that last drive, I mean, obviously they got a few flags in it as well. But on the last drive, they really drove 80 yards to get the touchdown. But I can definitely agree with that. But for me, in that situation, I'm taking my chances in overtime because the coach spoke about the defense. Say, the defense. Put up by the graphic, the producer spoke about the defense and say, the defense wanted. The defense was because they lost a cornerback in the league, in that game, and he's out for the season now, right? But Dwayne, what I want to get to is that when we started this show and so, up to week 6, we were saying yes, Lamar finally got over the hump. Lamar can actually sit in the pocket and throw the ball. Lamar is multifaceted, can run, can throw, can do everything from the pocket. But since week 6, his completion percentage is 61%. And that is, remember, there's 32, for those who are watching, who are listening, there are 32 teams in the league. So, I would say probably 33, 34 quarterbacks, because, you have quarterbacks come in and out. So let's say out of 35 quarterbacks, he's ranked 26, 61%. For somebody who they say is elite, absolutely atrocious. His yards per pass is 6.4. That means he's not throwing the ball downfield. That means he's just, as y'all like to call it, dinking and dunking.
But
hold on there. I'm going to make a talk, man. For his touchdown to interception ratio, this is it for me. You can't throw more interceptions than you throw touchdowns. Like, I don't care what happened. Like, this is just unacceptable. Again, if you are a backup, a Colt McCoy or one of them players, all right, you can get the pass. But if you are a Super Bowl aspiring quarterback, this is unacceptable. And his passing rating is 31st in the league, 72%. What say you doing?
Yeah, I can't defend him on those numbers, but you got to look at who he's throwing to. The Ravens they have not. Their best receiver is a tight end, so that tells you a lot. So once you take away him favorite target, I don't think he trusts the other guys around, or they're not getting open, so he can make those throws.
And that's,
But he has well, the NFL is all about studying your opponent. So I guess they have been studying him, so they are keen. The things that he likes to do, they're taking away that now. So he's struggling a bit, but his team still has a winning record, and he's not only about throwing the ball to win games. He does some other stuff that help his team to win game. And to me, the injuries really have caught up to the Baltimore Ravens. They have had it hard with injuries from even before they played the first game in the season. So Lamar is struggling. He's one of my favorite players because he's so excited, But he's still young, and I think he can get better because he has improved his passing. But I guess because it's one of the things we need to realize that his O-line is not the same as it used to be. So it's constantly under pressure now. And any quarterback will look bad once they're under pressure. Once you're under duress, you will not be the same than when you have the whole day to throw like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and those other guys. Someone was saying something?
Yeah, no, I kind of get what Dwayne is saying, and I agree to some extent. But like, I was watching him in some games, right? Dwayne, and this is my thing, especially in that last game, all right? And it's not just one game. Like, for the first 3 quarters, sometimes he's playing so bad because he wasn't having a great game the last game. But then those same guys that you're saying, like, he doesn't have no great receiver, he doesn't have any great thing, right? There was a throw where he required, it was 4th and like about 13, and he made an excellent throw. There was another throw, he made like about 3 and 7, 3 and 8, made an excellent throw. And I'm saying, wait, is this the same guy that was throwing in the first 3 quarters, first, second quarters? And I just say, remember, they didn't get anybody to come in the game that was so great. It's the same set of people, them. So some of the times it's just the way he is playing. So I understand you're saying that having a great receivers like some Tom Brady, but then he's not making good plays some of the time. So
yeah, man, in my press. He's pressing. Me agree, say him not play good enough.
Yeah.
But me I look on some of the factors.
No, but hold on. Dwayne, you made a point that I have to correct you. You say the Baltimore Ravens offensive line is ranked number 12 in the league. And if you ask me, that's pretty damn good. Right? Okay. 32 teams in the league. So you tell me, say, Packers running game is good, and them rank
Hold
21st
on, hold
out
on,
of 32.
hold on.
So, yes, go ahead.
All right. Hold on. When it comes to the elite quarterbacks, what
Yes.
is Green Bay offensive line is ranked and Tampa offensive line? Where are they ranked?
Tampa offensive line is actually really good. They are ranked
Oh,
number 5. The
okay.
Tampa is ranked number 5, but Baltimore offensive line is ranked higher than Green Bay's offensive line.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But
But
we can't put
obviously,
we not have a Lamar as an elite. I don't have Lamar as an elite quarterback. Him still learning, him still young. Him still learning the game.
so my thing is Devin, right? Because they were saying that Lamar should have signed, you know, for his money, right? Last season, when they made the playoffs, he won a playoff game. You always want to get the bag when you're on a high. For
Yeah.
example, Josh Allen get $200 million because he went to the AFC Championship game. No, him look like a bunch of trash, but hey, he got his bread. Now, I am fearful that Lamar Jackson might just
No man.
costing himself, be
No man.
costing
He
himself
will
some
get
money.
he will get paid. He will get paid. We can
Yeah,
guarantee you that.
because
He
the
will get paid.
organization is all in on him.
He will get paid.
When you say will get paid, because everybody will get paid. But give me, you think he'll
Him
get
gonna
Josh
get, him
Allen's
gonna get,
money?
him gonna get. Look here, him gonna get the market rate. That me I tell you. Them not lowball him unless him agree say them need more help and him decide to take a smaller figure,
Yeah.
right? But he will get the ballpark of 40 and up.
Yeah, I agree.
I
All right,
just,
we
I
watch
think,
out for that.
Yeah,
I
man,
think,
mark it down, man. He will get
I
paid.
think, I think he just, I definitely think, I definitely think that Lamar has to, yeah, I think he has to do, I think he has to do more. I think we're paying these quarterbacks way too early with limited success.
No, but
You
you
know,
see what happened with Dak? If them they just pay Dak early, they wouldn't have to give Dak so much money. Look here,
well,
Kems, you need to look at this. Look at this. A franchise quarterback. When last year the team that you have per year thing, when last did they have a franchise quarterback?
they have a franchise quarterback now.
When last? Until you sure about that? The
No,
jury is
no, you
still
So
out.
don't. You
The
don't. You
Hey,
don't.
Is
hey,
still
Wally,
out.
You
Wally,
don't. You
Wally,
don't.
you watch what Tua do to your Carolina?
You
You
don't.
watch
You
them do to
don't.
Cam
You
Newton?
don't. You don't. You don't.
Cam Newton.
You don't. You don't.
This
The
man is
jury
this man is on a 5-game winning streak. All right, let's move on. We want to talk about Taylor Heineke. I know if you remember, and a lot of persons call him Taylor Heineken, right? But right now he is playing some of the best football, beating some of the best teams, and he is an influential part in that. They beat Seattle, obviously. They beat the fake goat. They beat him too. So I think Ryan Fitzpatrick, obviously, he did surgery. He's out for the season. The first game Ryan Fitzpatrick started, didn't get to finish the game. Taylor Heineke came in, steadied that ship. Obviously, Washington has a chance to make the playoffs. Um, so let me start with you, Wally. Would you just say, you know what? I'll let Fitzpatrick be the backup, and I'll just ride it out with Taylor Heineke.
But that's a given. We've seen over and over that Fitztragic is not a franchise quarterback. He is a media circus backup where you will get 3 games, flashes of brilliance, and you have the sports center people giving hot takes. Oh, Fitz magic, and then he's back to throwing interceptions and looking like trash. Taylor Heineke is the franchise quarterback for the Washington football team. It
So,
shouldn't even be a discussion. It shouldn't
all
even
right.
be
So,
a discussion.
so would you say now that you wouldn't even go out in the draft to try and get a quarterback?
No, because what we're seeing is the steadiness. I would almost call him a blue collar Mac Jones. The same sort of steadiness that I'm seeing between both quarterbacks, the same sort of poise and schematically. I see both quarterbacks clicking well with the coaches. The play calling that is being called for Taylor Heineke. He's definitely thriving in that system. So I don't think there's a need. She has shown more than enough, and the statistics is bearing that out for you to work with him going forward.
Wally the lawyer, man, dicked out. Do you agree, Devin?
So Kem, yeah, I agree. And Kems, put aside stats, because I like when everybody come with them stats and them use them stats to back up them point. But we always talk about the optics. So I always watch for these like young quarterbacks to see what kind of mistakes they're making. If they're making rookie mistakes. So I was watching him because like when you watch these games in the New York, they give you the games with the
division rivals.
Yeah. So Washington, I was watching Washington and Raiders game recently, right? So some play that he was making earlier too, and then sometimes when you have the ball and then like instead of making the right play, it's like you set your team back and you get a sack and you go back 10 yards. Here's a play there, right? He didn't make the pass, the pass wasn't complete, but like the defender like they grab onto his leg and like he was falling down and then he managed to escape out of the play and like threw up an incomplete pass. Before he would have been like taking the sack and like pushing it like instead of like a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 18, and the play is done there. You get what I'm saying? He's making some sensible decision. It's not just about him just making he's just making some sensible football decision. So when I saw that, I'm saying, yo, this guy's making some smart play.
And I'll say this. And I'll say this to add to your point, Devin.
Yeah.
I think this guy is a better quarterback than Cam Newton right now. And with that being said, I'll give Wally his chance to talk because we're not going to have a whole segment only for Cam Newton. So I think these guys are better because look, he has the 3rd highest QBR on 3rd down. And if you know anything about football, 3rd down completion are one of the most important completions because that's the difference if you continue a drive or if you put the other offense on the field. And I've seen this man make some big plays against big time defenses. He made some plays that you say, is that Heineke or is that Aaron Rodgers? And I've yet to see Cam Newton impress me from last season coming to this season. Like the man had a damn QBR of 6.7. Like what are we really doing? Like, you have a passer rating of 6.7. Like, why do we need a quarterback like that in the league? Like, honestly, like, put all fun and joke aside. Why, like, Aaron Rodgers' game against the Saints, the first game of the season, was absolutely atrocious. His passer rating was not 6.7, and he threw 2 picks. Cam Newton, I just believe that this man has gotten many chances. He goes and he posts his video, how hard he's working out, showing off his abs. Just like, I see why Wally like him, because Wally like come on here, show off his muscles. So Cam Newton show off his abs and stunt. And so what I want to see Cam Newton do, show off some completions. Show off them thing there. Show off some touchdowns. Show off some throws. Wally, go ahead and talk about it, Cam Newton.
I don't understand I understand your selective memory. It's just part and parcel of who you are, unfortunately. But the literally the game before that, he had a passer rating of over 100, right? Making touchdown passes and running for touchdowns, right?
He lost that game, right?
And therefore what? We're talking about his performance. You are the same one when it comes to Aaron Rodgers that says that he can't play all facets of the game. And all the pundits said in no uncertain terms that the defense let down Cam Newton.
No, but Wally, how could the defense let down somebody who had the ball last? If Aaron Rodgers had the ball, he had the ball last with over 2 minutes left. You have to drive. This is my thing. With a franchise quarterback, with the you're playing against the same person you play against, Taylor Heineke. You're playing against the same exact person we're talking about. You have the opportunity now. You are the one who say, I'm back. You're the one who do all of that. And I am saying you have 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. All you have to do, drive your team 60 yards to get a touchdown and win the game. And on fourth down, on fourth down, you had a guy wide open at the first down marker. And the selfish individual that Cam Newton is decided that he wanted to run for the first down and got sacked. You can't tell me nothing about no defense, brother. You can't tell me about defense when your offensive team has the ball last. With enough time, Aaron Rodgers just need 30 seconds. Just give 30 seconds and him get the job done.
We have seen again you have these false narratives. We have seen over Aaron Rodgers' career on multiple occasions where he has had the ball last and has not come out victorious. You're talking as if you're talking as if So you're saying that every single instance Aaron Rodgers has the ball last, he wins.
I am saying that.
Are you saying that?
90% of the time. But Cam, when Cam has the ball, first of all, there is no don't even come try to talk about Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton in the damn same sentence. You must be crazy. But Cam Newton, even with the New England Patriots against the Seattle Seahawks, who has zero defense, you remember that game? Do you remember that game? Do you remember that game?
And what happened?
Did he win?
No, and what?
All right. Again, he has the ball last. That's what I'm saying. He has the ball last.
No, but James, that is a non-point. You cannot if somebody has the ball last and does not win, it doesn't negate what happened for the previous 3 quarters and 10 minutes. That's foolish reasoning. That is foolish reasoning. What you can say is that he had a good game, but there was an opportunity to get the job done. You can't say that because he got the ball last and didn't win. Therefore, he had a bad game. That don't make sense. That does not make sense.
But I'm saying, Wally, I didn't think he had a good game against Washington. I didn't
what
think
do you mean? He had a quarterback rating of 120. What do you mean?
All right.
What do you mean?
Okay, let me.
I understand you.
All right.
So,
all right.
You're
asking what we mean. I'm gonna explain what we mean.
No, hold on. No, I don't need to ask you what you need. This is the sort of intellectual inconsistency and dishonesty we're talking about. When you're beating just now, when you're beating Cam Newton, you're talking about his quarterback rating of 6. But somehow, when he has a good quarterback rating, it is inconsequential. Right? You need to be accountable. You love to tell Dima about accountability. You need to be accountable when you're doing your analysis and forthright and fair. That is what you need to be. Don't come on the show and talk this biased garbage. Don't do that.
But
if you have your points, move in the goalpost. Stop doing it.
All right. So you said to me that Cam Newton had a good game, right?
Yes.
You said to me that Cam Newton had a good game.
Yes.
And you were blasting the defense, right? And I am saying that Carolina jumped out to a 14-0 lead, right? A 21-7 lead, I believe, in that game, right? Right, he jumped out to 21-7 lead. Okay, so then, if now, follow me now, Dwayne and Devin wanted to follow me now. 21-7, okay. Taylor Heineke have the ball, he scores. That's 21-14, right? Does Taylor Heineke get the ball again when it's 21-14?
No.
Cam Newton gets the ball now. 3-0.
Yeah.
Give back Taylor Heineke the ball. Now it's 21-21. Guess what? Does Cam Newton get the ball again or does Taylor Heineke get the ball? No, Cam Newton get the ball again. Still 3-0. And guess what? Taylor Heineke get the ball and score. So what I'm saying is, while Wally can come up here and say, oh, is the defense fault and the defense this?
So
I am saying, all right, what I'm saying, Wally, is why couldn't Cam Newton continue scoring? Why couldn't Cam Newton move the ball? Why when the Washington defense made changes, why couldn't Cam read the defense and start scoring? He scored the majority of his points in the first quarter and the second quarter. After that, going into the second half, when Ron Rivera changed his defense completely, Cam Newton was Cam Newton. Absolutely atrocious. That's all I'm saying.
Why is it that you are disregarding a quarterback rating of 120?
Because
you cannot say somebody who has a quarterback rating of 120 had a bad game. That don't make sense. That does not make sense.
All right.
Kem, your better argument would have been he did not come up clutch.
Exactly.
No. Well, we already know Sam no clutch.
No, that
so
I can
argue
accept.
the clutch argument.
I already
know Sam no clutch. So I'm not bring up the clutch argument. But what I'm saying is
but
we can't.
that's
The same thing what
Devin
Devin said. The same thing that Devin has been saying. We can't only use numbers. I am watching the game. Like me, I watch the game, so like I know what the man is capable of and not capable of. I know the throws that he's missing. I know the defense that he's not reading. Like with that, I can't say he has a good game. Like I can't, like I now take like okay, if there was
please recall.
Elton Gardner said the other QB had a better game. Obviously, Taylor Heineke played better than him.
But that's not the argument. Who is making that argument? Who is making that argument?
I'm responding.
Why
to
are you
comments.
moving the goalpost?
I'm responding to the comment, boss. That's what I'm doing.
Because it agree with you.
But why are you responding to the comment? That does not do the discussion at hand.
No, but on the show, we have to respond to the persons in the comment section. That is a
lot of comments. You don't respond to every comment. You don't
respond to every comment. I acknowledge them. But what I'm saying is, Devin, and you can agree with me on this, Devin. When you're watching the game, like you watch a game, see? Like say I watch a game. For example, you watch a game and you say, okay, you just look and this quarterback, this person just doesn't fit the bill. You look and you see the numbers come up and you say, well, okay, his numbers look good. But he just didn't have a good game. And I just don't think that Cam had a good game. They brought Cam in because they think that Cam could help them to win the game, right? And so far, he's 0-2. And he's 0-2 and he got benched for PJ Walker. 0-2 and he got benched for PJ Walker. Because that first game, we only played them two little goal line snaps, that's not a win for him. That's a win for PJ Walker. So he's now 0-2 he lost his job to Matt Jones, which seems like a brilliant move by the New England Patriots, I might add. And now he's about to lose his job. After this Atlanta game, Atlanta is ranked 31, So I don't want you to come here now and give me no excuse why them lose, because they're ranked 31 on defense and 26 on offense. So I don't want to hear no excuse about Cam Newton. He has to be able to throw the ball. He cannot throw the ball downfield. He cannot read defenses. Like, he just can't do it. How are you a quarterback in this league if you can't do simple, minute things like that? You can't read a defense. You don't know if it's zone. You don't know if it's man. You don't know if they're rushing. You don't know what they're doing. You look clueless out there. Against Miami, the man was absolutely the man was invisible. The man was atrocious, man. Don't come here and try to defend a person who can't get a starting job in the league. Like, no team wanted him. Absolutely no team wanted him. And Carolina get injured and be like, well, I guess we have to go get Cam and try sell some shirts, sell some tickets or something. But Cam Newton is not a good quarterback, and I'm telling you, he won't be in the league next season. I told you this from the time when he post out him workout videos and you say you want him in a Pittsburgh and him talk about there's not 32 quarterbacks better than him right now. Trust me, that's looking real sticky, because I thought he was better than Taylor Heineke, but that's looking real sticky right now.
So doing me just want you note how Kim's reason. If you have a good quarterback rate, a great quarterback rating, that is irrelevant. Right?
That's a part of the story, not the full story.
To have a good game, you must have a great quarterback rating and you must win the game with the winning drive. So comes the reason why you take note, because as night followed day, his inconsistency, as is usually the case, will come back to bite him. Just take note of this. Take note of this.
All right, producer, let's move on to the next topic because I don't even know why we spend so long. And see, Elton Gardner is even saying Cam is now just good enough for a bench role. And even that is questionable, Elton. Even that is questionable right now because, Colt McCoy came in for the Arizona Cardinals and he went 2-1 without DeAndre Hopkins. Without their best receiver, they went 2-1. All right, so let us talk about Bill Belichick. He started 2-4, and now they're 7-0, sitting at the top of the AFC, right? And last season when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl, there were a lot of talks that obviously we just finished talking about the person that Bill Belichick had, and if we know what we know, Cam Newton couldn't do nothing for Bill Belichick because he has too big of an ego, can't take instructions, always want to be the center of attention, always want the camera on him, always want to have the last word.
That's all like Kim's. That's all I can talk about. That's all like
and
Kim's.
is a very flamboyant soul.
Hold
right?
on 1 minute. That sounds like another quarterback in upstate in Wisconsin.
May I tell you?
Well, when you're a winner,
yeah, then why you have a problem? Why? And it's the same personality. They're similar. They're both
because you're not okay. This is the thing. This is the thing doing in life. In life, when you are productive, you get away with a lot more stuff than the non-productive people or the unproductive people.
Then why you accept it from one and have a problem from the other? You should be consistent, bro.
No, because you can't ask him for consistency. He doesn't deal with principle. He doesn't deal with principle.
No, because I know that sometimes great persons, great quarterbacks can be a little bit high maintenance. If you're a scrub, you're not allowed to be high maintenance. And I think Bill Parcells once said, if I see Tom Brady on his phone during one of our team meetings, I'll just tap him on the shoulder. If I see a 4th round pick on his phone, I'm cutting him tomorrow. So that's showing you that when you are great, your rope is that much longer. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying that when Bill Belichick had Cam Newton, obviously he couldn't do anything with a scrub quarterback. That's what I'm saying. He couldn't do anything with a scrub. Now he has Matt Jones. Now they have the best record in the AFC after starting 2-4. But I don't want to talk about Cam. What I want to talk about is Matt Jones. All right. So in the last game against the Buffalo Bills, he only threw the ball 3 times, right? And they won the game. They run it down the Bills' throat. The Patriots' defense was amazing. Dwayne, why do you think that, they threw the ball 3 times? Is it a thing where you think that they don't trust Matt Jones, or do you think that they just didn't want to put the rookie quarterback in a tough situation?
No. None of those. You remember the game in the playoff with the Packers and the 49ers?
Yes.
They can't stop the run, so we're going to run it down their throat.
Yep.
Why you gonna put why would you do it? If something is working, why change it? Until them stop it. They couldn't. Yep. And their defense was playing. This is really and truly, this is one of Belichick strength, because I remember it was like, I don't remember which year it was, maybe about 7 years ago, right? Yep. I watched a Patriot play a game in November where they threw the ball all over the Colts, and then the next game they just ran it down the next team. They didn't throw it none at all. Yep. And I'm like, this team is gonna win the Super Bowl after watching those 2 games. Because what? they can do both things well.
Yep.
But the thing, the problem we have with the Patriots now, if they're gonna go down like 14 points in a game, I don't think they have the quarterback to bring them back to win that game. So as long
Why
as they're the game,
but why do you think that they don't have the quarterback? Because I've seen Matt Jones this season throw for more than 40 times for over 300 yards. So I believe that depending on the game situation, then I believe that they will adjust accordingly.
Was he coming
yeah,
from behind? Was he coming from
well, yeah,
behind?
he wasn't
That is
coming
the
from the
point.
yeah,
That is the point.
especially in the playoffs. Because playoffs, we know that regular season and playoffs are two different things. They're a great team.
So
They're well coached. They're not gonna beat themselves. But I'm saying situationally, if they're down by 14
okay,
in a crucial game, I don't trust Matt Jones to be the
all right.
guy
So let
because
me show
I'm
you.
not seeing him done it.
All right, so let me show you. Let me show you. There was a game this season against the Tampa Bay Bucks. They were down. They were down, and they needed to get and Matt Jones rallied them back, right? And then they
Mm-hmm.
needed to get in field goal position to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? Drive on the top five defense, the top five Bucks defense. This rookie
Right.
quarterback drive on them, bring them right in field goal range, and then obviously he's not a kicker as well. So after he does his job, then it's now the kicker time, and the kicker kick it off the post,
Yeah, but they
right?
were
So
not down by 14 in that game, Ken.
Exactly. That's the point that
ah,
he's
so
making.
oh my God! So
You
now we're going
understand?
to all right. So if he was down by 13, then you'd have to tell me say he was down by 14. So that's okay.
No,
Like
we are
like
talking
what
about
like what we are like. I don't
that
understand what
game.
we are raising.
Skems. That game was close right throughout. Right? It's not. I'm talking
But he
about.
was
You're
down
talking about.
though,
Yes, but it was close.
Why Kim's being so dishonest, man? Jesus Christ.
bro. Like when the can't reason something for say oh.
No, man.
And Devin,
Carries.
Devin,
Yeah.
Devin, let me get your comment on this one because these guys are stressing me out. Like you
I
can't
know.
reason and say if you were down by 14 points. So if you was down by
What
10 and him come back, then it don't count because
what
he was
all right,
down by 14.
let me show again Kim's intellectual dishonesty. What was the narrative surrounding Lamar Jackson? What was the narrative surrounding Lamar? He cannot play from behind, right? And he got that monkey off of his back in the playoffs last season. Obviously, he would have been behind by 3 points on occasions. Obviously, he would have been behind by a touchdown on occasions. But that was not what the narrative was based on. People were basing the narrative on a sizable lead,
No,
not
that's
just
not true. No,
being
that's
down
not. No,
behind
that's
three.
not. No. Wally, that's a lie. That's
No,
a
it is
lie.
not. It is not.
Yes, it is.
It
It
is
is a
not.
lie.
What a sizable lead, Wally? Because if you're down by a touchdown and you come back from a touchdown, that's a good
Yeah,
comeback.
because he had come down. He had come back from a touchdown, and
Yeah.
then they even came the next day and they said,
Like
"Oh, I didn't think he could have played from behind, or he came back." So, like, I mean, I understand
So
sizable lead
sizable
of a
lead,
people
but
like
so so
Uno,
so
of a people like
so
Uno,
so
we
when
have narrative.
so when persons are saying that he couldn't come from behind, they're talking about him coming from 3 points behind. That's what you're
we're not
saying.
at 3 points,
Let me
but
tell
that's
you.
like
That's
touchdown and
what
up.
you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're looking at the high caliber sports frenzy audience and trying to get them to digest. That's what you're doing.
All right, let me answer the question, boss. What I'm saying is that when they talk about a lead, can't play from behind, I believe, this is in my humble opinion, my humble objective opinion, I believe they're talking about a bunch of variables, right? I believe, who changed my name to backside? I want this. Yo, brother,
Yes,
who changed my
producer.
name?
Right on point. Right
Name,
on
so,
point, producer.
all right, well, anyway, anyway, so I believe they're talking about in the context of the game, how much more time left in the game. I think that's a part of it. I think the amount which is a lead, obviously, if it's 1 point, obviously not. But I'm thinking a touchdown or more. It doesn't have to be 14 points. It doesn't have to be 20 points. Just a touchdown or more, right? I believe that is another thing. I also believe in when I'm saying can't play from behind, because when you're playing from behind, you have to throw the ball a lot more than run the ball because time is against you. Hey, Michelle, but the foolishness, But yeah, time is against you, so you have to throw the ball. And they have often questioned Lamar Jackson's ability to throw the ball. So I think those three components, I believe, in my humble objective opinion, I believe those three components are a part why they say he can't play from behind. Not only one thing, but I think those three things combined equals to the reason why they say he can't play from behind. Would you agree, Devin?
I agree with the aspect about like touchdown or more. You know what I mean? Because sizable, it have to be sizable. Because when Wally says sizable, he never quantifies still, but I'm thinking like 10, 14. It have to be sizable. Like, because to come back from a touchdown, don't be fooled. Coming back from a touchdown is not necessarily easy, Because sometimes teams struggle to get a touchdown. So I don't think we were talking about the 3-point Wally, because the 3-point now is like we're saying no. Of course, not a 3-point nobody talk about. But we don't want to from Wally. What you mean in the context like sizable? What would you consider to be sizable then?
I would say 10 points. 10 points and up.
10
You're
points.
against every quarterback safe and can't come up from 10 points or more. Them
Yeah, so if they can't come back from 10 points or more, that means they can't play from behind, based off of your logic.
Oh, no, you asked me to define what a sizable lead is.
Yeah, and
Right.
that ain't said 10 points or more.
Right.
I'm
So
not
if
the argument.
if your team is consistently being down behind by 10 points and up, is not a lot of quarterbacks can on a consistent basis overcome that. Is usually you see when you look at the entire landscape, usually the games are there and there about. It is usually the elite quarterbacks when the team gets down by 10 are usually able to overcome that sort of deficit. 10 points is not something every quarterback is able to come back from on any consistent basis. It is something that we've seen the elite of the elite do. Aaron Rodgers, etc., Tom Brady, etc. The regular quarterbacks, once the deficit gets to 10 and going, you hear the commentators say, boy, this game is starting to get ugly quickly.
All right,
You
all
don't
right,
hear that sort of narrative when
all right,
Aaron Rodgers and those elite quarterbacks are playing.
all right. Would you say Ryan Tannehill is an elite quarterback?
He can play elite on occasions. He's a good second tier quarterback.
Okay. All right. Would you say? Would you say Taylor Heineke is a elite quarterback?
No, he's not elite.
Just asking. Just asking. No more argument from me. I'm just asking. All right. I just really want to talk quickly about this guy. Micah Parsons, right?
Rookie of the
He has
year,
a,
hands down.
huh?
Rookie of the year, hands down.
You think he's the defensive? A lot of persons think he's the defensive rookie of the year. A lot of persons also believe that he should be in the argument for defensive player, of the year.
Rookie and player, and overall rookie of the year.
So I believe this. I believe this was a home run pick. This wasn't the person who Jerry Jones wanted initially. They wanted Patrick Surtain
Satan,
that went,
yeah.
yeah, that went to Denver. But I believe this guy, from ever since I knew about this guy, I believe that this guy, any team that drafted him, he would have instant impact. Because if you notice with Dallas, they even start giving him the keys for the defense right now. He's calling the plays, he's telling people where to go. And for a rookie to be doing something like that, that's absolutely incredible. Next one, producer. You guys can say anything you want to say about him, if you guys know about him or not. Um, that's my yeah.
The first time I wasn't really following him in college, but I heard Shannon Sharp mention him when I watched the
Yep.
show, so I started to pay him attention, and so I was looking for him to have a good season, but I wasn't expecting him to be the guy that he is right now. He's really surprising me for a rookie. Normally, take them like 2, 3 seasons to really get on top of their game as a defense. And the thing that I like about him, he can be a pass rusher, and he
Yep.
also is very good against the run.
Okay.
So he can play either the linebacker position or he can play
Yep.
on the edges, and that's rare
Okay.
in today's game.
That's true. Yep. All right. So, I think week before last, we had looked at the AFC, NFC standings, and I just want to go ahead and look at the AFC standings. And my Dolphins, my tour is currently on a 5-game winning streak, and they are just outside the playoff position. So, for the persons watching, whoever is listening, this season 7 teams make the playoffs. So where you see AFC East, North, South, and West, so the winner of each division, they automatically make the playoffs. And then the 3 best records after that. So based on this graphic, the Patriots, the Ravens, the Titans, and the Kansas City Chiefs right now would be in the playoffs. And the other 3 would be the Bills, the Bengals, and the
Colts,
Chargers. No, the
the
Chargers
chart.
because the Colts have 6 losses. Yeah. So
Okay.
those will be the 3. Those will be the 3 that's in there right now.
Steelers in the hunt. Don't forget Steelers in the hunt.
No, Steelers is not in the hunt because right now they are 6-6 because they just lost. They just lost an embarrassing loss to the Minnesota Vikings.
The
So
Vikings.
so they so I guess what I want to ask is put up by the graphic the producer. What I want to ask you guys is based on what you guys see going on with the limited amount of games that is remaining, do we think that those division leaders right now will still be the division leaders at the end? Because Patriots also have to play the Bills again, and they have to play the Indianapolis Colts. So that's 2 tough games for them.
No.
So do we see any changes? Do we see any surprises?
No.
No.
I
I honestly think that I think that the Colts going to win the division, right? And if Carson Wentz wasn't so blasted worthless,
Then
they would
that's
have been ahead.
they not that's why them now in the division.
They would have been ahead of them
Right.
because they should have beaten the Tampa Bay
The
Bucks easily.
Titans.
They should have beaten the Titans too. Those 2 games
Yeah,
they
I
should have
watched.
won.
I remember that
Carson
game.
Wentz single-handedly lost those games easily.
Carson worse. Carson
So,
worse,
I'm
man.
all right,
telling you, man.
let's go to the NFC. I think that one is a bit more interesting.
I think Buffalo will
Producer,
pass New England though.
you think Buffalo
No,
going past New England?
No.
Well, remember they play. So, all right. So my thing is for Buffalo, they have to win against the Tampa this weekend. They have
And
to
that
win
won't
against the Bucks
happen.
this weekend.
And
and
that
I
that's
pick
won't
the
not
Bills.
gonna
I
happen
pick the Bills to win. I pick the Bills to win.
Bucks to
because
win.
what they're desperate.
No,
That's what you're saying.
I believe that Tom Brady can throw that ball like how he threw it against Atlanta. I think they'll pick him off at least 3 times in that game. All right, and we talk about the NFC now. The the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals have the best record, and then there goes Tampa Bay, Green Bay, and Dallas. I think Green Bay division is already a lock.
As
Dallas
well
is
as
still. I think Tampa one is a lock as well. So I think those 2 are locks. I don't think Dallas is a lock because Dallas has to play Washington twice, and Taylor Heineke is on a roll, and I don't think Arizona division is a lock because Arizona and the Rams play this weekend, and Arizona also has to go to San Francisco. So so right now it would be Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa, Arizona, Rams, Washington, and the 49ers because the 49ers have 6 losses. Those would be the teams. So do you guys think that those are the ones who will make the playoffs, or no?
For sure.
Well, the
I don't trust
division,
49ers.
Huh?
I don't trust 49ers.
likewise.
So who you putting ahead of them?
That's what I want to know.
Nobody
But
say Eagles, you know.
no. As bad as Vikings is, and I don't like them, they can slide in. I don't know.
No, sir.
No, man, Vikings too inconsistent.
No,
Yeah,
sir. We worst cousins. No, sir.
I think the Vikings is too. I wouldn't put them, but one of those 5 and 7 teams can get hot at the end and beat out the 49ers, because the 49ers has some tough games to play. They are in the best division in football.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I don't like.
Yeah, they have a tough road ahead, because I
All
think
right.
they have.
So hold on. One thing I want to talk about quickly before we go on the Sunday schedule, because we're going to look at the schedule for Sunday, and we're going to pick our regular 5 games that we think going to win. But I want to talk about the rookie quarterback class. If you guys have been following, the NFL, there's always 1 or 2 bust quarterbacks. Hold on, the producer. Hold on, Masu asking to put it up again. There's always 1 or 2 quarterbacks who they're just bust, right? So in this past draft, and you guys can tell me, who do you see being the boss? So we had Trevor Lawrence in the first round. We had Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson. Out of those 5 quarterbacks, right? I want you guys to tell me, who do you think will be the best out of the lot? Who do you think will just be steady? And who do you think will be the boss? So I will start, right? Obviously, I've often said this on every particular sport. Where you go matters. And it could be, unless you're Andrew Luck, unless you're Peyton Manning, unless you're one of those generational talents, where you go matters a lot. All right. Matt Jones going to the New England Patriots was a match made in heaven, because they will ask him to do the bare minimum, as they did a young Tom Brady, and just don't cost us the game. So I think out of all those quarterbacks, I think Matt Jones will be the most successful. Who will be the best out of the bunch? I think will be Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields a long time ago. I think the dude is fearless. They're going to get Matt Nagy out of town because he's just not a good coach right now. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not sold on him. I know Jacksonville is a bad team, but so was Cincinnati. So was the Chargers. And Joe Burrow was still putting up numbers. And Justin Herbert was still putting up, breaking all the rookie records. But Trevor Lawrence, I just feel that he's overhyped, overrated. I thought that from he was in Clemson, right? But I think the boss, I think Zach Wilson will be a bust. I think Trey Lance will be just above a bust, because I don't think he has the NFL body. I don't think he has the NFL mindset. And I think Trevor Lawrence will just be at the middle of the pack. Trevor Lawrence will finish his career like a Ryan Fitzpatrick. Move from team to team to team to team, because I don't think he's a franchise quarterback right now. Wally.
I would say of the QBs, I would say Trevor Lawrence is the best, because how they normally use the word is your performance relative to your expectation. So if you are drafted 100 out of 100,
Yep.
come in the league and you put up single digits as a quarterback, they wouldn't consider you a bust, because you're
Yep.
performing based on where you've been drafted.
Yep.
So based on the hype that Trevor Lawrence came in, I mean, you would have think he's the second coming of Peyton Manning when you hear how all the sportscasters were
Yep.
going on about him. I mean, I don't follow college football, but just listening to the various sound bites and all the the different news outlets talking about him, you would believe he's the second coming of Peyton Manning. So based on how they based on the standard they had for him coming into the league, he would be my
Uh-huh.
boss.
Yeah. I think he's a I think I always thought that he was a system quarterback, right? And I think he has to have everything perfect to be successful. And I always say quarterbacks are sports players in general who needs everything perfect is not great, right? At Clemson, he had the best wide receivers, he had the best running game, he had a great defense, he had a great coach. Now, in Jacksonville, he has probably one of the worst offensive lines. He has a bad running game. He has one good wide receiver. He has a great college coach, but Urban Meyer need to prove himself on the NFL scene. Nick Saban came to the NFL and he didn't succeed. So the NFL is not for chumps. So I just don't think that Trevor Lawrence is all the hype. And I know, I think because he is Caucasian, that has something to do with it because Justin Fields beat him, right? Justin Fields beat him. And when Justin Fields was coming into the NFL draft as a black man, you heard about, oh,
Everything.
he's not dedicated in practice.
Work ethic,
Oh,
all kind
his
of
health
nonsense.
this. Oh, his work ethic this. And I know I don't want to turn this into a racial thing, but these things is very concerning where when a Caucasian individual is coming out, all they hear about him, oh, he did so great in college. Even when Deshaun Watson was coming from the same Clemson program, there was a lot of questions surrounding him. Is he NFL ready? A whole lot of stuff. But I find it that with white players, it's just different than with black players. Black players just have to jump through so much hoops in order to just prove themselves. So, Devin, who is your
Yeah.
boss?
Oh, Trevor. Trevor and I put Trevor and Zach together because like even though
Yeah,
I've not seen enough of Trevor, I've seen a couple
yeah,
games, but
yeah,
I would go with the reason that Wally was saying based on the expectation, and then
yeah,
some of these expectation. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that, and like because I always have Kevs to be a black man who is not supportive of the black cause. So
Who?
you
Who?
you.
Me?
So when I hear Kems bringing that racial thing, I'm so pleased that it's coming from him and not someone else. Yeah, because I hear some of those NFL guys, they were saying the same thing you're saying, Kems, that you're saying, yo, all this talk about Trevor is like the same talk should be given to Justin as well. I'm not
Yep,
talking before even the season starting, They're saying the
yep,
same talk should be given towards him, but it's like, they make it seem as if he's the next coming of whosoever, like
yep,
next big, like he's big, like it's that generational talent, like you would say. But then obviously,
yo,
the guy, Mark Jones, he went down
yeah,
there. But Zach, I've seen so many. Like Zach, every time I see Zach, I see Sam Darnold. Like I can't like it's just because I'm seeing too many of these guys. I don't know if because I'm seeing too many times. Another thing with Trevor down here, he's in a bad situation down
in Jacksonville.
something with the organization. Because recently when they had signed Tim Tebow to be there, I'm saying, what are they thinking? Why they have Tim Tebow? Is it the case where they want people to get attention to them or something, and then they cut
Yep,
him and all that? But like, I don't know, just a dysfunctional situation. But I see him in the same, and then my best to be is Fields.
yep,
Like again, I was listening to one of these shows because sometimes you don't get to follow. I don't follow the NFL like the
yeah,
programs as much as the NBA programs. But
yeah,
I was watching some program now and they were saying this guy was saying doesn't matter how many going forward, he should always
yeah,
get the reps and he should be the looking now for, if they want to look for the future for Chicago.
yep.
Because he's
Yeah,
gonna be a star, but it's just that you need some more time on like better pieces around.
Yeah, and you know that, when it come on to Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, right? When Trevor Lawrence struggles, I heard, oh, he's a rookie, and they start comparing, oh, Peyton Manning struggled in his first year. When Justin Fields struggled, oh, why doesn't the coach bench him? They have Andy Dalton, a seasoned veteran, on the bench.
True.
It's just really a thing. I mean, this is America. Certain things that's not certain things that's not
America.
change, brother. Certain
Yeah.
things that's not change, brother. Who do you think is the boss doing?
Well, it's between every New York Jets quarterback since Joe Namath has been a bust.
True. That's boss.
So,
True.
and I always say, you see, quarterback, when them coming from armchair program, you can't use that to judge them to see how their career is gonna turn out. Because we all know you don't have the NFL, you're always under duress and
Yep,
distress. And the
yep,
players that played in system where they always has to be running for their lives from the smaller programs,
yep.
they turn out to be better quarterback because they are
True,
used to being under distress.
true.
So
Yeah.
I think, but this
That's a
order
good
this
point.
crap, Matt Jones is in the perfect system. He has a good coach because
Yep.
we can't deny Bill Belichick is the greatest coach to ever coach
Yeah,
football.
Bill Belichick is the GOAT. The
Right?
player that he had benefited from the GOAT.
And me not really a segue from the point, but you remember how they used to talk about Shanahan, that guy?
Which Kyle?
Kyle.
Yeah, the son.
Yep,
He's a
yep.
genius. Ian McVay and
Offensive genius, offensive
right. And they
near
always
things.
try to umbilical Mike Tomlin and try to say those guys, they try to put those little guys ahead of him, and he has
Yep,
never had a losing season.
yep.
But
Well, this is his first
I think
losing season coming up.
I think he got the
Not yet, not
quarterback.
yet.
He got the quarterback situation wrong. He went
Yep,
all the way up to get this guy, and when he came in, he should have been ready now to be the starting quarterback for the team, and he can't beat out inconsistent Jimmy G. So him and John Lynch will take some lick for that. I don't
I
know, but
I I heard that I heard that leading up to the draft, they wanted Matt Jones. Like leading up to the draft, it was Matt Jones all the way. And
yeah,
like the man go sleep and wake up, and I said no, because remember, based on how the 49ers run their offense, it's a run first offense. So
yeah,
I mean, typically it would make sense to get a quarterback who is mobile, right?
yeah.
But when you have, and I'm really happy that Matt Jones went to the Patriots, because I believe that if he went to 49ers, he wouldn't have nearly the success that he's having right now. Because I think they would ask him to do more,
A lot of
because
bootleg and wildcat and nose crap.
yeah. And I think seeing that Bill had a young Tom Brady and he
Yeah,
built him up, I think he can do the same. So he understands the growing pain that comes with having a rookie quarterback. All right,
Yeah.
producer, put up the
No.
Sunday schedule then now. All right, so here are the games for Sunday, and I just won 5 games. I think I went 5 for 5 last week, Devin.
No, now you did not.
No,
Don't.
I think I went what?
you try
Mr.
pushing
Host,
them
don't
up.
be disingenuous. You went 4 to 5.
Yeah,
Boy,
4 out of 5.
Mr. Producer, you give the perfect name, man. Oh, Wally, you know that I just realized that I was watching the show all along and never noticed that you were rocking your Sports Frenzy merch.
Hold
That's
on, no, man.
wonderful, boss.
Hold on, no, man. That'll go be my minute, man.
All right, say no more.
So let me start, because I'm giving. Last week I was 4 to 5, 80%. On the season, I am at 75%. So you're winning more than you're losing when you follow my picks. I can't speak for anyone else. I'm going bold and underdog for majority of my picks this season. Of this week. So week 14 picks that I love the most. Buffalo Bills over the Tampa Bay Bucks. Right? The Buffalo Bills, obviously, they're coming from an embarrassing defeat against the Patriots, where the Patriots just run the ball on them. So I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I think Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley. I don't think that the Bucks defense can guard all those three guys. Obviously, the Bills defense have to just look out for Gronk because from Gronk has been back, there goes Brady's numbers shooting through the roof again. Because obviously that's his favorite target, and that guy has been with Tom Brady for umpteen years. So that's my favorite pick of the week.
Wait, straight win or with the points? Because Tampa is favored by 4.
Straight win for Bills, brother. What kind of points? Straight win for Bills. Straight win.
Okay, sir. That's big money.
That's big money right there. My next pick that I love absolutely so much.
We know 4 out of 5 so far.
So my next pick that I love absolutely so much is San Francisco 49ers over the Cincinnati Bengals. Right? I realize every time Cincinnati go up against a very physical team, they crumble. They crumble. And Joe Burrow is a very good quarterback, but again, you can't do it by himself. So I like 49ers, I like the Bills. My next pick, obviously I'm going Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay over Chicago. Aaron Rodgers, I've already told the Chicago fans I own you. All right. So, here's where he's 20 odd, I think at 29 and 4 or 20 something and 4 against the Chicago Bears. So of course he owns them. So that's 3 picks.
Straight up, are you going to the spread?
Straight up. Spread. I like them 10-point spread there, brother.
I'm about it. At 12 it there now.
Next
12.
12 it there now?
Yep.
My next pick, I'm going with Detroit, but since the death of Demarius, I think that the Broncos will be playing inspired, so I'm not picking them. I'm going with the Raiders over the Kansas City Chiefs.
You must be joking.
All right, so 3 out of 5.
The last time the Raiders went to the Chiefs, albeit with John Gruden and them boys, Henry Ruggs and them boys, they won, right? They won when Patrick Mahomes was doing his flashy behind the back and stuff. Obviously, there's something wrong with the Kansas City offense, and the Raiders have gotten Deshaun Jackson, and as a deep threat, that man is still top 5 in this league right now. And Derek Carr loves his deep threats. And as improved as the Kansas City defense is, I think they're improved on the front end. Chris Jones, Frank Clark, and all them boys getting to the quarterback. So, I have the Raiders with the points. I'll go straight up anything can go on, but I'll take them with the points. And my last pick, I really want to pick Taylor Heineke over Dak, but my last pick, I'm going to go with Baltimore Ravens over the Cleveland Browns. Straight up.
Okay.
Because Cleveland is favored in the game.
So you're going with Ravens with the points or a straight win?
No, straight win for Ravens.
Okay.
Bills, Ravens, Green Bay, San Fran, and Raiders to cover the handicap.
Oh, the cover. That means
to cover the points.
You're not pick them to win it.
No, to cover.
Okay.
Well, if them win, them cover. So, hey.
Yeah, we know, but we want to understand when you say you have the Raiders.
Yeah.
You're picking against the spread, not for them to win straight up.
Yeah, as long as them cover the, I think it's 5 points. It is.
No, man. 5.5. Is it 5.5?
Who that? Raiders?
The
Man, I'm
Raiders
more
game.
than that,
Yeah.
man. At 10 this.
Nah, man, about 11 man or 10 or something like that.
10 me I say right now. 10.
What? They definitely ain't beating the Raiders by not blasting 10 points.
Not
Wally, you could
divisional
go
game.
and if you don't choose Carolina in a year 5, then something is wrong. Go ahead.
No, man, and these are straight wins. The whole spread thing, it too
Complicated.
dicey. It too dicey.
Yeah.
So Carolina, Chargers, Niners, Packers, Bucks.
All right, go ahead.
Carolina.
Chargers, Niners, Green Bay, and Bucks.
Granted.
Tampa.
They're going corridor, go over Tampa.
Yeah.
All right.
I tell you. Devin, go ahead.
All right. So I tried these recently with some NBA teams. I just went for some team with the points and it win. I'm gonna try it for the NFL this week because boy, I may get a beating from them NFL picks. So let me stick to the NBA. I'm trying some teams with points. So people, when I tell you this, is that you're buying them with the points. So Detroit, they're trying to win games. They're trying to win games. So the Detroit, they have 12 points. So I'm taking them with that 12 points. So they have to defend 11.
Sorry, one second, Devin. Just for any of our new viewers, can you just explain the distinction between
Okay
going for the win versus the point versus the points?
So at the start of the game, they give some spread. So like in the Denver game, Denver is favored not just to beat Detroit. They're saying they have to beat. They're favored to beat them by 12.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to buy Detroit, I'm saying okay, they're not going to beat them by 12. So I'm saying they're going to beat them by 11 or less. So I'm taking Detroit to defend that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm saying they may beat them. So if Detroit people, if the game finished 27-20 in the favor of Denver, you are still a winner because obviously y'all smart people out there. Denver didn't beat them by 12 or more. So
I think I might buy that too. That seems like a nice game.
Yeah, man. Detroit, these teams now coming to the end of the season, man. They want win. They want a win. You know, they want a win. So they're gonna play hard. I'm going with that. And Kems, I'm going with the Raiders on that 10 points too. I think that's one of my favorite.
That's so disrespectful.
Going with Raiders on the 10 points as well. As bad as Jets are, and I've seen them a lot.
Sorry. So Raiders to beat the Chiefs by 10?
No,
man.
Raiders to defend
Chiefs
that
will
10
not
points.
lose by
okay.
Yeah. Going with the Raiders with the points. Yeah, they're not losing by that much. They're not losing by that much, people. They may lose, right? But as the Jets is, they're playing our worst team in Saints, all right? So Saints coming to New York, right, to win by 6. I'm taking the Jets with those 6 points as well. Taking the Jets. Taking teams to defend it. Cleveland is at home and they're favored to beat Ravens by 3. I'm taking the Ravens with those 3 points as well. All right? Yep. Final pick. Oh, this is one, man. Heineken. Can't leave out Heineken off. Heineken is at home. And Dallas is favored to beat them by 5. I think Heineken can even win that game. You know what I mean? So I'm taking those 5 points, man. I'm taking those 5 points for Washington. So it's Detroit, Raiders, Ravens, Washington, and Jets. I'm taking those teams to hold on some points.
That'll honestly, probably 3 out of 5. Because Jets are gonna get blown out.
Can be.
Jameis coming back.
No,
sir.
Taysom Hill was good until he hurt his finger.
Yeah. I think a third string quarterback. I don't think the man's not good.
Hold on. You remember when Russell Wilson came back with a hurt finger? What happened? He wasn't good until he played against the 49ers.
Bro, they're playing against the Jets. They're playing against the Jets.
The Jets has won 3 games this season, bro.
A 5 straight LCNs is on.
Okay.
Are going to 4 or 5 straight.
Because that is me not gonna pick them in my top 5, but that is my soup of the week. The Jets to beat the Saints.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Crazy
5
as
straight
hell.
losses, man. 5 straight losses. Saints on.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead with your
All
picks,
right.
boss.
I'm gonna give my 5, and let me see. I have Green Bay to beat straight up to beat the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Tampa to beat the Bills straight up.
Crazy.
I have afraid of that game, man. I have Denver Bronco to beat the Detroit Lions straight up. I have the Kansas
right.
City Chief to beat the Raiders straight up. I'm gonna need
All
one
right.
more, right? How much am I gone so
Yeah.
far?
4.
I may have the Tennessee Titans to put the overrated White out of his misery and win that game. Because
Okay.
people thought that the Tennessee Titans would have crumbled because they lost their Derrick Henry.
They did
But
crumble.
no, they're
They
still
lost.
leading
They
the
lost 2
division.
games. Well,
They're still
they were.
leading the division.
But they were so far ahead. They haven't played enough games to lose that lead because they were already so far ahead with Derrick Henry. But they're not the same Tennessee Titans team
I
at all.
know. I know they're not the same, but I expected them to lose more games without Henry.
How many
Derrick
games they
Henry.
how many games they play without him? They played 3 games without him,
And
and
they're
they're one
what?
and
2-1,
two.
1-2?
They're 1 and 2. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they probably lose against Jacksonville too.
You bet. So why you didn't bring Jacksonville for your soup?
I had 5 picks, not 6. Probably if I had 6, I'd pick Jacksonville. I only had 5.
You can add on add on a little one for the betting
Yeah,
public.
right, man. Yeah, right, man. All right. So, it's that time. It's that time of the night. Obviously, you guys can talk about the Lakers if y'all want. The Lakers are winning. Once AD is on the bench, or once he's not playing, they're winning. But I want to start with Wally because he's wearing something special for us tonight. Not the jacket that he has on, but all right. So so go ahead, Wally. It's your time.
All right. So, you would have seen some gentlemen post on the page previously in their Sports Frenzy merch. But
Yep.
what I'm doing today is showing you the versatility of the merch. So we're going business casual, so which is really blending quite nicely with the blazer here. So you see the Sports Frenzy merch is very versatile. You can have it when you're sporting, your casual wear when you have on, your shorts. For some persons, they will have on shorts that is cutting off the circulation. But never mind that. You also have right here the business casual. So if you have your meetings, you don't have to worry about trying to find some other thing to put on to look very professional in that environment. The Sports
Yes.
Frenzy merch is very versatile. So for
Uh-oh.
all our executives out there, you
Yes,
can
sir.
your merch. And we know, time coming up, you'll have some meetings coming down to the latter part of the year, the Christmas parties and so on. Get your Sports Frenzy merch, business casual.
Sidima said, get them Wally all church, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wally,
Yeah,
you
man, the
into
merch.
sales? You into sales, my boss?
Yeah, man,
Sound
Wally.
like a
The
sales
merch look
rep.
good, man. The merch
Yeah.
look good, and I really didn't even think of it. I really didn't even think of it
I
this way,
didn't
but
even see it because the screen's so small.
yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, man.
Yeah, see
Yes,
it,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. So
Well,
people, and soon and in due time, well, for the new year, for my shows really, and I'm sure Levon will implement it for his. But it's going to be only Sports Frenzy merch. Welcome. No more. Miami Dolphins already rich. We don't need to promote them no more.
yeah,
You see
me
me?
agree.
What that Devin aware? Alistair
I'm a
already
work shirt.
rich.
I'm a work shirt. This.
Oh, work shirt. Your workplace already rich. Can them pay
Yeah,
you a
them
bunch
good.
of money. You get what me I say? So in the new year, we're moving towards, each and every analyst that comes on, your sports frenzy merch. And as I told you guys before, for the new year, there's a lot of things coming because, if we, for those who have worked 9 to 5, for those who work for themselves, say if we're gonna work hard, might as well work hard for ourselves. We can't make a next man rich. We want to make ourselves rich. So yeah. So Wally, the thing look good, brother.
And ladies, some photos will be coming shortly, so you will see how the shirt really supposed to look. So look out for that as well.
Right.
I show up in Muslim.
All right. So let me go really quickly. Well, no, Devin, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, two things quickly.
Yes.
Support the merch as usual. Two things quickly. MLS Cup, New York City is not one of the major sports. Not baseball, it's not no football or no NBA, but we get a title here in New York, so we have to celebrate it. You know what I mean? Ref the war.
Who win? Red Bulls win?
No, New York. No, no Red Bulls.
FC and Red Bulls. FC.
The ref give one foul I make him on him score a goal in a 90-something minute, but he went to penalty and the one keeper made 2 great stop. The one a cup. The other thing I want to touch on is cricket. Just one thing, Demo there. I just one thing in particular. Shakes. I didn't even know that as this series was going on, Shakes, I think it was Wednesday when I was on the podcast, he was saying tune into the game. So I was watching there, and then the Australia bowl out England cheaply, and then I was watching some parts, highlights, and some part of it live of the Australia innings, right? Man, but 103 or 103.4 overs. Man, they make 425 runs in 103 points. The man score a test match over 4 runs and over in a test match.
Dang.
That is some great test cricket. There's this guy, I think his name is Travis Head. The man make 152 runs from 148 balls at a strike rate of 100 and something in a test match.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
That ball.
That was beating the ball, man. That was just some great cricket, man. Travis Head. Yes, Demo. The man was just beating the ball. Like, we have someone
great cricket or poor bowling?
Boy, no, England. I don't England.
And a West Indies.
Even if you're gonna say like what Archer is not there and so me have not still England, brother. Still England down us. I think Australia is. Yo, that was just some great cricket. That's how.
More while, Devin, and this is my thing as someone who actually played cricket versus some people who only talk cricket, right? But I just believe that in a test match, right?
Yeah.
When you go out with an attacking mindset, because obviously people expect you to, prod around and get the ones and twos. But when you go out with an attacking mindset, I think you can, throw off the other team, as well. That look like it probably catch England because 400.
Yeah, man, I want to. Yes, 400 and 100 over. That was long. Yeah, it was good. Some good batting, brother. I never remember about it. Shakes. I think I was on Wednesday night.
Shakes.
I'm start.
So Demo say Stokes bowl 14 no balls in the match. Them only catch 1. Michelle, my final minute. Kems, your team Villa lose. Michelle, that was like a victory to Villa. That's like a victory for Villa. The way Villa. I'm proud of Villa, your friend. Dwayne, go ahead.
Yeah.
When are you?
Please WhatsApp audio.
Right. Hold on. Yeah, let me end that call there.
All right, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, as I was saying, sorry about that distraction. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about NFL tonight. I think that season has been one of the most competitive seasons I've seen in the NFL for a very, very long time.
I can tell you why.
Sometime in previous. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I can tell you why. There is really no great team in the NFL. I think there's a bunch of good teams, and then the
Right.
teams that are bad are not really all that bad. So
No.
there's a big grouping right there.
Yeah, so it's very hard to even make picks this season. I've never struggled to make NFL picks before. Maybe it's because I'm busy. I'm not watching as many games as I used to. But I've seen many highlights, and I tell you, the games are very competitive. And some people say they don't like NFL. Man, it's one of the most amazing sports in the world, man. Once you
Yep,
get into the sports, you're up for life. You can't go nowhere.
yep.
So, so that's my 2 cents. And full disclosure, right? My daughter prints the merch.
Your daughter did a great job with the merch.
All right,
Tell
I'll
her
let
say
her
we
know.
need.
Don't tell her that, so we need some discount.
Hey, run along. For discount, you get more than enough discount. Don't make
All
me have
right,
to
check me out.
disclose everything.
Shut up, man. What's wrong with you?
All right, so check me out now, right? So check me out. As it relates to my minute, right? Um, the Lakers, obviously they played the Thunder last night. The last two times they played the Thunder, there was no LeBron James, and Lakers blew a 27-point lead, the biggest blown lead in franchise history in the second half, and they blew a 17-point lead as well. Yes, last night they had LeBron and no Anthony Davis, and it was the opposite. Lakers won by a whole heap of points, right? It is really unfortunate that a man who's going to be 37 in this month, 19 seasons, still have to be the best player on the team. When you have a 27-year-old person who is supposed to be in their prime, imagine, imagine if LeBron at 27 asking for an old man to come. Demo, make sure you're up on the
Yeah,
NBA
respect
show
him,
tomorrow.
I will.
Make sure you're up on the NBA show in the demo because we have a beating field, right?
And
But LeBron is just superhuman. I remember we have our our NBA debate tomorrow.
yeah, but I know
Between
wanna not give me no what the mood.
the moat, who is greater? What do you need? Who is greater?
Oh,
Michael Jordan and LeBron. We were thinking about categories, but I don't want to
hold
limit
on.
you guys in a
Hold
one
on.
answer.
Is it greater as a basketball player or
Yeah,
overall?
who are the greatest basketball player?
Okay. Cause
We're not talking about a charitable donation.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're balling on that charitable.
But
That,
yeah,
that's
so
that's misinformation though. When he does this thing, he doesn't bring ESPN.
No, we live in a social we live in a
yo, yo,
social media
yo,
era now.
bad man, beg him a minute, beg him back my minute, beg him back my minute,
Alright,
right?
carry
So
on.
I'm talking about LeBron, right? And I'm going to give out some stats tomorrow, of course, but what LeBron is doing at this age is completely amazing. The NFL, not NFL, the NBA right now, I don't see a clear cut winner. A lot of persons say Golden State, will win, but I don't see a clear cut winner right now. It's still early days in the season. One or two injuries can turn things around. Dame Lillard came out once again and say he doesn't want to he doesn't want to leave Portland. He wants to stay in Portland and rock with the sinking ship, no matter what.
Ah, bring in
So
Ben Simmons.
so we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But people just want to
All
go
right,
ahead and just
blessings.
thank you guys for coming. Wally, the
Oh,
merch look good. Devin, thank you for always being here. Big up the producer, and like and subscribe, of course, and thank you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow 7 p.m. for the NBA.